It's a great pleasure to welcome Koichi Toyoshima from Japan. He's from the organisation Article 9 Enforcement Action of Saga, and on the table in front of you there are some copies of Koichi's paper. So, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me here today. I'd like to talk about the rapid military build-up in Japan and the civil resistance to it. Since the Asia-Pacific War, we've had 80 years of peace, but now there's growing talk in Japan about a so-called Taiwan emergency, a term used to describe a possible military conflict between Taiwan and China. These narratives are starting to sound a lot like propaganda, nudging people towards accepting the idea of war. Over the past 10 years, Japan has been quietly expanding its military presence, especially in Okinawa and western parts of the country. New bases have been built, missiles have been deployed, and just last month, the government approved the defense budget that's 61% higher than it was 3 years ago. But many people are unaware of this because the media hardly reports the actual situation. That kind of increase hasn't happened in over 50 years. Many people are now worried about China, North Korea, and what to do if we were attacked. This is just happening right where I live too. Next to a local airport in Saga City, a new base for Osprey aircraft is being built. It's expected to be finished this July. In response, local residents, including landowners, have filed 3 lawsuits. We are not only supporting those legal efforts, we are also taking part in peaceful direct action. We've been blocking the gates to the construction site. At first, when I suggested this to my friends and colleagues, there was a lot of hesitation. Only a few of us were ready to act. In Japan, there are very few examples of direct action or civil resistance, except in Okinawa, where 70% of US military bases are concentrated. We called ourselves No to Osprey Article 9 Enforcement Action of Saga and adopted the non-violent method we learned from Anji Zelta. In Japan, there's a legal principle that says police are supposed to be under control of local people. Of course, in reality, the government has a lot of influence. So we decided to try and hold the police to that standard. On 9th January 2023, 3 residents filed a formal complaint with the Public Safety Commission in Saga, which controls the prefectural police, saying that police should be stopping this illegal base construction. 2 weeks later, we sent a letter to the chief of police saying that since we hadn't heard back, we'd begin our own monitoring. And on 27th January, we started the blockade. We've been blocking the gate once or twice a month, usually for just an hour or 2. So far, it's added up to only about 55 hours, but it's been enough to catch the attention of local media. Our actions have been caused traffic jams of construction vehicles. That said, national news coverage has been minimal. It rarely spreads even beyond the prefectural border. We still have a long way to go. As is well known, Article 9 of Japan's constitution prohibits not only the use of the armed forces, but also the possession of armament itself. However, in 1954, Soon after the end of the war, Japan created a de facto army under the name of the self-defense forces, and now terms like counter-strike capability are being used to justify the deployment of long-range missiles. This situation was warned about by late Fumio Saito, a former professor at Kyushu University, who said 15 years ago that Article 9 is becoming an ink stain on the law book. He criticized the peace movement for being concerned only with maintaining the wording of this article and not taking a serious interest in this reality. So we could use we can use the principle of but the law is but the ink saying but the law is law. So we use the Article 9 as a tool to justify our movement. Just that Angie and her group used in 1999 to dismantle nuclear weapons-related infrastructure using international law as a guide can be used in Japan, not only against nuclear weapons, but also against armaments and the military. On the other hand, the lawsuits have been lost in the lower courts. I suppose it is gradually becoming a common understanding that it is not easy to win a battle only in court. And we look forward to more participants in our actions in the future. Finally, I will address the suspicion that when people talk about the military, they are not at all aware of what should be self-evident. That is, the probability of one country being attacked militarily by one of the others, and conversely, the possibility of one country doing the same to another are exactly equal as the probability of a number of cases. Because this discussion is because I'm a physicist. anyone who can think logically can easily see this. However, most people and countries seem to worry about being attacked by another country, but not at all about the possibility that their country might attack another country. It is as if the brain has no logical circuits. For the treatment of this idea, for the treatment of this disease, and because I am a physicist, I have gone to the trouble of expressing this simple truth in difficult mathematical formulas, though at the level of high school mathematics, and call it peace education through mathematics. To get my paper, internet search for its title, Peace Education in Math Classroom. Thank you very much.